I'm going to start with this boat right here. This is a 2011 all-well. This is the one that I shoot a lot of videos out of. They're made in Lonsdale, Arkansas, if y'all can see that. This is just a 16-foot boat. And what I have on it right here is a 2008 Yamaha 50 horse. Now, this thing is rigged up about as well as you can get it, because what it has is a power lift on it. We'll get down here and look at it. And ever who put this motor at this height on this power lift done an excellent job. This thing will jump out of the hole and up on top. It's a little speedboat because of the height of the motor. This thing will book down the river. It has a hydrofoil stabilizer on it, hydrofoil stabilizer, and that's really an old deal, been around for years. And what it does is it helps a boat get on plane that much more quicker even. So it's really a good deal right there if you like speed. Of course, it's not near as fast as a 200 horse motor on these bass boats now, but it's incredibly quick. This trolling motor, I've been getting a lot of questions about it. It's a Minn Kota 45-pound thrust, tilt tiller handle on it. See, it will extend out. I like them. Now, they're cheap. What's cheap about them and what causes problems in this particular trolling motor right here is the switch. The switch will burn out very, very quickly. So this is what you do to stop that. Now, the motor is just as good as any on any trolling motor. The problem is this cheap switch right here. You know, by turning this handle to different speeds constantly, that switch will burn out, and it'll burn out quick. I've replaced 3 or 4 of them, but those days are over with because I've added a switch right here. In other words, you can put that trolling motor on whatever speed that you're using and use this switch right here, and this trolling motor will last a long time like that. And for a boat of this size, 45-pound thrust is made to order. It's perfect because I usually use this boat for crappie fishing. Usually. Because it maneuvers around those docks real easy. It'll make those cut corner type cuts to where you can really skip a bait up under those docks. It's made to order for crappie fishing. And I just have a Garmin fish finder on here, which, I mean, this is a good one. It has side imagery and all that. You can actually see crappie up under docks, excuse me. This Yamaha motor, I cannot wear it out, folks. It's a 2-stroke and it won't wear out. All you have to do is prime it up, turn the key, and it cranks like that. It don't matter how cold it is. They are tough motors. Now let's go on to the new motor, new boat, excuse me. Y'all have to excuse me. I've been working hard on this. Now this is a 2019 4-stroke Mercury, 40 horse. It don't have trim and tilt, but it has an assist. In other words, when you unlock the motor, you can pick it up with ease. It's just a little hydraulic deal that's under there that helps you. It's easy to lift up. It's easy to put back down. Good deal, real simple, but it's a, if you notice, it's a tiller handle. So I'm gonna look like the swamp people back here going down the river. This is a big wide boat right here. This is what I've been wanting for catfishing and for fishing for bass, strappers on the Tennessee River. That's why I got this boat. That one, that little all well's a little bit small. gets dangerous on this Tennessee River, but this one right here will handle about anything. It's a grizzly, all welded seams, 1860, 18 feet long, and the beam width right here is 60 inches, 5 feet. The length from right here to there is 8 feet. So 8 times 5, that's 40 square feet. That's huge for an 18-foot boat. That's a lot of room right there. That's what I need, and I'll show you why. This is an extreme bait tank. Now this is just a 12-gallon extreme bait tank. It's for shad. It'll keep shad all day long. It don't matter how hot it is in the summertime. I like to do live bait fishing, especially if I'm focusing on trophy bass, strappers, or maybe flatheads by using live bait. It's a must for a fisherman who wants to catch really big fish. And this bait tank right here, Rocky Drake hooked me up with this tank right here. And it takes up a lot of room. I'm not going to lift it up and put it in the boat, but you can imagine. I mean, it's big. See the size of my hand? Well, when you put it in this oil weld right here, because of this center console, you don't have much room. Now, I don't like walking around stuff and stumbling and all that kind of stuff. I get excited. And a lot of times I'll stumble around. Anybody will, especially if you catch a big fish. But it's a little bit awkward in this boat to put that tank and all the things that come with it. Also, you have to run it off of a single battery. I never run it off of the batteries on the boat because, you know, a bilge pump really don't pull that much, but it'll pull enough to run your battery down if you don't watch it, if you're using it all day. But look here, you can imagine the room I'm going to have right here with that live bait tank. I have got all kinds of room right here. And also, I like to put my cast nets in a 5-gallon bucket. I could put that cast net just anywhere and it still wouldn't be in the way. So, big catfish and live bait fishing. Now, of course, this boat would be a good one for crappie too. It don't make any difference what kind of fish you catch out of these boats, but for those two, catfish and live bait fishing, this is going to be the deal right here. It's wide, it's a deep boat. It'll take those Tennessee River waves on them rough days well. Now, the only thing I'm concerned with, let's get these life jackets out of the way, is this trolling motor. This came with it, and it's a Minn Kota power drive. And I've heard these are good trolling motors for the price and all that, but it's just a 50-pound thrust. Let's see, yeah, 50-pound thrust. I don't know. This is an awful big boat for a 50-pound thrust. But folks, I'm going to tell you, as expensive as things are, if it'll work, I'll use it until it wears out. And then I'll get what I want. And really what I want is at least a 70-pound thrust on a boat of this size. And the trolling motor. Let's look, I mean, not the trolling motor, but the depth finder. I'm familiar with this unit right here. This is a Helix 5 Humminbird, and they're good fish finders. They're very accurate. They're not up to par for some fishermen. There's no way they'd have this, but for me, I done know my rivers. I got 3 major rivers here and a couple big lakes. I know the water. It's all I need for right now. But when I wear it out, I'll improve it by putting a bigger, better unit on it. But for right now, I don't believe in getting rid of stuff just because you're not really satisfied with it. To tell you the truth, it don't take much to satisfy me anyway. I'm just proud that I have what I have. The Lord has blessed me. There ain't no doubt about it. Let me show y'all something. You've probably noticed this is a camouflage boat, but the bottom's not. I had to paint this, and I'm going to tell you why. The person that I bought it from left some big mushroom anchors in here. One here and one over there. And he just left them in the boat. And what it done, some kind of chemical reaction happened. I don't know what it was, and it fleeked the paint up real bad. I tried to touch it up and couldn't, so I went and bought me some camouflage paint and just painted it until I can do better. And what I'm going to do is go to where is that, O'Reilly's, take the boat down there, and they can match this paint perfectly. And I'm going to have them get some green, the green right here, and it's a light green, but you can't find anything that'll match. I guarantee you, you can't buy anything off the shelf that'll match. Then I'll paint it green and it'll look a little bit better. But I'm really not even worried about that. It's a workhorse to me. Boats are workhorses. I'm not going to stand around and polish them and worry about every little scratch. I'm not like that, folks. I bought this boat to serve the purpose as a workhorse. But the only thing I'm tickled to death about this boat, because it will improve our catches, there ain't no doubt about it, is the trolling motor. 50-pound thrust, that just ain't gonna be good enough, I don't think. No, but I'm gonna wear it out before I do anything else, unless I can find a deal somewhere else. I simplified the wiring. If you see over here, all the way alongside here, there's a chase, a flexible chase, and I went ahead and I rigged the lights, depth finder, navigation lights, depth finder in that chase. I simplified their wiring a little bit. They had wires running everywhere, and I didn't like it. Everything I do is pretty simple, because I'm simple-minded, folks. I am not, a mental heavyweight. It's all about putting fish over in the gunnel. Okay. Yep. All right. And that's a little 6-gallon tank right there. Now, I know for a fact that these little 4-strokes right here don't burn much gas at all, so that's a good deal. Now, I service all my motors and have for years. I go by the owner manual. So to begin with, let me talk about gas. We're getting junk gas now, no doubt, junk. Do not, if I was y'all, I would always use a fuel stabilizer of some sort every time I put gas. I use it in my trucks, I use it all for vehicles, and especially in a boat. Now, what I done, I service my own stuff. Okay, this is the oil that I use for the mercuries. That 20 horse that I had, I sold that boat because that oil well, that 16-foot oil well will do everything that boat would do and more. This is Mercury 4-stroke marine engine oil right there. So I changed my oil the other day, the filter, the oil filter. I changed the gear lube in the lower unit, and that's what I use right there. Good oil. The plugs, I changed them, and the fuel filter, and greased the fittings, grease fittings. That's something that I do every year. Every year. Now the plugs that come out of it, that boat hadn't, believe it or not, that boat hadn't been used but a handful of times. It's not even broke in now, but I've still done that so I can keep up with it. I do that every year. It really didn't need it, but I done it anyway. The plugs was in great shape, so I got another set of plugs. I'll use them next year. I just put them in there. I bought them, put some new ones in there. But maintaining your motors is the life of them. It's very important, at least once a year, to change your gear lube in the lower unit. Every time. And as far as the drain plug goes, every time I pull that drain plug out and let that stuff drain out in the pan, I'll get a washer, a new washer, throw the old one away, and put a new washer there. Because if you don't, if you got a defective washer, water can get up in that lower unit and ruin it. You don't want that to happen. So that's something that I'm real particular about, is my motors, and that's why they last so long. In my opinion, I've been asked this a lot of times, that's why I'm talking about it. I believe that Yamaha is the best on the water. They are truly the toughest motor you can buy. Now that's my opinion. They will last and last and last simply by servicing them once a year. Hey, it makes a big difference. But this, I can't stress how important a good fuel stabilizer is. With this junk gas we're getting now, like I said, it's criminal. You need to do that. Very, very important. I want to say, God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for all the great comments. Hey, man. Whoa. And remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good for you.